Welcome to the Maria Liberati Show, where food meets art, travel, and life, and where we explore the stories, spaces, and simple moments that shape a more meaningful life. Today's episode is one I've been looking forward to because it sits right at the intersection of healing, home, and the quiet ways we rebuild ourselves after life asks more of us than we ever expected. My guest is Annie Guest, a therapist, author, and someone who has turned her own caregiving journey into a powerful philosophy about how our homes can support our emotional well being. Her work blends mental health design and personal renewal in a way that feels both deeply human and beautifully practical. Annie believes that the spaces we live in are not just backgrounds to our lives, they're partners in our healing, reflections of our identity, and anchors during times of transition. In her book, Design for Your Mind, she shares how intentional design can help us reclaim a sense of self, reduce overwhelm, and create environments that truly nurture us. Today, we'll talk about her story, her approach, and small but meaningful changes anyone can make to create a home that feels like a sanctuary. So settle in, take a breath, and join me for this inspiring conversation with Annie Guest. And this is part one. Part two will be on next week. And if you go to our YouTube channel, The Maria Liberati Show, you will be able to see a video and a visual PowerPoint presentation of this podcast in the next couple of weeks. And my special guest today is Annie Guest. She is an author and a therapist, and she has a really interesting book called Design for Your Mind. And we're going to also she's going to do a visual presentation for those of you that can also see the video, which will be on YouTube. But we'll try to guide you along with the audio version of the podcast. Annie, thanks so much for being here.
Oh, Marie, I'm so glad to be here. It's so good to talk to you again.
Yes, it is. It's good to talk to you also. So Annie, I know you had told me, but why don't you tell our listeners how you came up with this concept of design for your mind?
I have been living next door to my parents during the last few years of their lives.
Hmm.
I'm the oldest daughter in the family, and we're actually the oldest child.
Uh-huh.
And my dad had Parkinson's. My mom had spinal stenosis, and then later developed dementia.
Mm.
And a lot of the family caregiving or the care for my parents fell to me.
Mhm.
I found the whole experience rewarding and a privilege, and I wouldn't have missed it for anything.
Mhm.
But after my parents passed away, my sister and I spent a good year and a half sorting through the clutter in the house.
Mhm.
And by the end of that process, I was feeling a little burnt out
Mhm.
and wanted to find my spark again, wanted to reconnect with my enthusiasm and my joy
Mhm.
in living, and realized as I began to renovate the house
Mhm.
that I could tap into what I understood as a mental health therapist
Mhm.
about things like color and shape and texture, and also tap into my lifelong passion for interior design
Mhm.
and renovate this house, which I, by the way, inherited from my parents,
Mhm.
in a way that helped me recharge.
Mhm.
Partly, partway through the process, I realized that so many people are in this situation
Yes.
that if I could capture what I was learning
Mhm.
as I went through this renovation and put it in a book, I might be able to spare other people some of the time they were spending figuring things out, and help them um, recharge their own lives.
Yes, that's definitely it's so I think it's such a great idea and what so tell us, I guess. what would be kind of the first things you would suggest doing for somebody that wants to put a new design in their home to kind of I guess coordinate with wellness also to I guess encourage wellness, mental wellness.
The first thing I wanted to do was commit to the fact that I didn't want to erase traces of my parents. I
Uh-huh.
simply wanted to refresh the house.
Right.
Number two, I realized that I developed a capacity for what they call in the psychology trade radical acceptance in the
Uh-huh.
course of caring for my parents.
Right.
I learned skills with patience and also with simply accepting what was today, the reality today, and
Uh-huh.
dealing with that reality. And both Parkinson's and dementia
Uh-huh.
are progressive conditions. And so
Hmm.
the reality changed from day to day. But I found that I was learning to take stock of what was
Uh-huh.
with my parents
Hmm.
and work with that.
Uh-huh.
When it came to renovating the house, I discovered that I had an orientation to looking at rooms and saying, what do we have here?
Uh-huh.
And how can I enhance it? How can I celebrate it?
Right.
That in itself saves a lot of money,
Hmm.
but it also helps you to embrace what the house has to offer. I'm going to show you some photos in a minute that will demonstrate how that would work. I'm going to put on my glasses for a second.
Okay.
Um,
And I think you told me too that this concept was also designed to not break the bank. So I don't
yes.
want people, right? So we don't want people to think, oh my gosh, it's going to cost me a lot of money. I
Oh
don't have
no.
so okay, yes.
I mean, if you start off with the commitment not to knock down walls and
Right,
erase traces of your parents or the previous owner, you're
right.
already saving yourself money.
Yes,
And if you
exactly.
start with the commitment or the orientation, the skill that you may have developed as a caregiver
Mm-hmm.
to accept reality and work with it
Mm-hmm.
creatively,
Uh-huh.
you're saving even more money.
Yes, yeah.
So here are some examples of that.
Okay.
Here's the foyer, the of course the first little room that you see as you
Right. This is
walk through
before.
the
Uh-huh.
front door. It only
Right.
consists of a wall,
Right.
and there's a huge atrium on the other side of the wall.
Uh-huh.
But I like an entrance area to a house
Mm-hmm.
to really um, hint that there's excitement in the
Yes.
rest of the house. I want to
Uh-huh.
pique people's curiosity.
Yes.
One of the ways I did that was to look at that floor,
Mm-hmm.
you see.
Yes.
It's a marble floor, beautiful, 100-year-old, probably a 100-year-old marble floor with
Uh-huh.
black accents and a distinctive pattern.
Uh-huh.
So, my job was to figure out
Ah,
how to call attention to that marble floor
yes.
and celebrate it.
Uh-huh.
I love what is called, these are called, Maria, turned legs, but this is a particular style of turned leg
Uh-huh.
called a Bailey turned leg.
Uh-huh.
You see this bulbous area
Uh-huh.
in the
Uh-huh.
middle?
Yeah, so
I
now
couldn't
I'll
find,
just describe it for the
yes,
audio for people. So it's a table with these particular legs that she's describing. Yes.
yes. Um, I couldn't find any tables online with a
Uh-huh.
Bailey turned leg, but I love the whimsical,
Right.
the absurdity of these legs.
Uh-huh.
And I found finally a company in North Carolina or South Carolina that makes
Uh-huh.
nothing but table legs.
Oh,
It's called the
wow.
Carolina Leg Company.
Uh-huh.
So I ordered 4 Bailey turned legs,
Uh-huh.
and I knew a carpenter in this area, asked him to design a console table around them.
Huh.
And the legs, by the way, are pine, but because I wanted to draw attention to those black accents in the
Uh-huh.
floor, I
Uh-huh.
asked him to stain this pine table in
Uh-huh.
the darkest
Uh-huh.
shade of cherry he
Uh-huh.
could.
Uh-huh.
And that's why how you see this very, very dark table, which is not black.
Mm-hmm.
The sculptures you see on the table came from eBay.
Mm-hmm.
One particular sculptor who I like very much, and I have his name in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Throughout the book, there are details, details, accounts of where you can buy everything that you see in the book.
Okay.
So that's another way I wanted to save people time and effort.
Uh-huh.
Um, for the backdrop,
Uh-huh.
I hung a curtain rod,
Uh-huh. I noticed that. Yes.
and you know how often people hang a tapestry and the thing kind of
Oh, yes. Uh-huh.
sags sadly in the middle, and
Yes. Yes.
I don't want that in my entrance area.
No.
I don't want that to be the first sagging wall hanging to be the first thing people see as they walk into the house. So that's why the curtain rod, to keep it straight. It
I
also keeps it makes it flexible for me,
right.
so I can change that backdrop
Uh-huh.
anytime I want. But I found this tablecloth in a cotton sateen
Mm-hmm.
in this shibori pattern.
Mm-hmm.
I made a rod pocket at the top,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, it was easy, and just put it up there,
Uh-huh.
and that's my entrance hall.
Backdrop. And I love the colors, the blue, the bright blue. The bright blue kind of brightens up the
Indigo.
right.
Yes.
It brightens that
Yes.
up. It brightens that up.
And I also I could be lazy because of course the tablecloth comes already hemmed. I hadn't
Uh-huh.
do had didn't have to do any work besides
Oh,
make that little rod pocket.
oh, wow. Yeah, that's really pretty. I love that. It's so interesting and so unique. Yes.
But the takeaway I want to be, oh my heavens,
Uh-huh.
isn't this intriguing? I wonder what's going on in the rest of the house.
Yes. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Definitely. Very interesting and intriguing. And you didn't knock down a wall and,
No, no.
so it creates a very interesting design without having to go through a lot of expense. So that's a
No.
neat foyer. Uh-huh.
Thank you. Now here's the den to the right of the foyer, and this is how it looked before.
Right?
It was a stumper. That was a challenge. I couldn't really figure out what I could do with it,
Uh-huh.
but I had to do something. The
Right.
curtains had been there since before my parents moved into the house in the late 90s,
Uh-huh.
and the upholstered furniture was in good used condition,
Mm-hmm.
but didn't spark my enthusiasm.
Uh-huh.
And so one of the tools that I relied on very much for this room and for all other rooms in the house was
Mm-hmm.
Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
And I would
Yeah.
I created a board
Mm-hmm.
on Pinterest for every
Mm-hmm.
room in the house,
Uh-huh.
and I would collect ideas and I would brainstorm,
Mm-hmm.
and the ideas would gradually germinate.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't think about them for a couple of weeks, and then I somehow have some way to embellish an idea, and I'd come back and
Mm-hmm.
think of something else and record that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so this I wanted to turn into a room where I could spend a lot of time relaxing. I could have people over. I was very aware that one of the consequences of the long years of caregiving was that I had isolated myself. You have so
Mm-hmm.
little control over your time
Yes.
and your energy and your
Yes.
sleep
Yes.
and your privacy.
Yeah.
And I really needed to get out there and rejoin the world. And it was important that I have a room where I could feel comfortable
Mm-hmm.
inviting people over and where they felt comfortable.
Yes.
So this is the
Oh,
room.
wow, that's beautiful.
Well,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Um, the, the one of my tricks is to stand in the entranceway to a room and look into the diagonal corner, the longest line of sight from in most rooms
Uh-huh.
from the entrance to the room.
Uh-huh.
Put something interesting in that corner, something that draws the eye,
Uh-huh.
and then plant interesting textures and shapes and colors along that line of sight as
Uh-huh.
it's traveling, as the eye
Uh-huh.
travels to that corner.
Oh, yes.
So here you see the Mark Rothko reproduction,
Yes.
this with the hot molten
Mm-hmm.
colors here,
Yes.
coolish blue,
Yes.
the beautiful built-in bookcases.
Bookcase.
There, this
Yes.
one
I love
is like,
those. Uh-huh.
and a south-facing window, a
Mhm.
an east-facing window. So
Yes.
lots of natural light.
Yes.
And I found a sectional sofa
Uh-huh.
that, because of its right angle shape,
Mm-hmm.
seems to embrace it's it seems to offer an embrace
Uh-huh.
as to anyone looking standing in that doorway. There's the point, the
Yes.
90-degree point of that right angle.
Oh,
The
yes.
the
Yes.
the connecting point of that right angle.
Yes. Yes.
Here's an accent pillow from Pottery Barn,
Mm-hmm.
with an ECOT print pattern.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's a
Yes.
nice bold
That's a nice bold
pattern. So
pattern.
that's looking straight at you as you stand in the doorway.
Yes. Yes.
A round glass coffee table. I
Uh-huh.
choose glass whenever possible because the eye passes through it, so it doesn't block the eye's journey towards that diagonal corner.
Uh-huh.
I also wanted a round shape, both for its softening,
Uh-huh.
its soft lines,
Mm-hmm.
rather than four right angles,
Mm-hmm.
but also because when people get up from that sectional sofa, I don't want them to bump themselves on a corner.
Exactly. So that's
That's
great
no fun.
ground. Yes, definitely. Now, I just have to tell you, we have about 8 minutes left. Unfortunately, Zoom has just told me. So, um, unfortunately, but yes, I love that room. That room is so bright. It's the difference of that room between that and the way it was. It's just so bright and cheery, you know. It's got more of a cheery. So, but anyway, since we don't have that much time, I was just going to tell you to either, if you want to give tips or show, we can show it. We probably can show another room or two.
Do you want to go to the kitchen?
Yes, let's do the kitchen, definitely, before we end. Let's do the kitchen.
Okay. My apologies for the mess.
That's
My sister
okay.
and I were packing up things to
I
donate.
understand. Yes.
And this was long before I came up with the idea for the book. I
Uh-huh.
took this picture to upload it onto the Benjamin Moore website to
Uh-huh.
experiment with paint colors.
Uh-huh.
And you can see behind all the boxes that there is a lot of white in this kitchen.
Yes. Yes, yes.
And it particularly bland
Hmm.
because the island is the largest object in the room and it's
Uh-huh.
also white.
Yes.
And it's right in the middle of the room.
Yes, yes.
I
Oh,
wanted
that
a
looks
room
beautiful.
that
Uh-huh.
had a variety of textures and colors,
Uh-huh.
and but not something so overwhelming that it would kind of scream at me first thing in the morning.
Right,
And I found this misty green for the walls on just using the Benjamin Moore website
right.
and painted the island this navy blue,
Ah, yes.
which centers,
Hmm.
which creates a focal point for the room and some
Yes.
personality.
Yes.
And here, Maria, you see this variety of textures. You see the wicker counter
Uh-huh.
chairs. You
Uh-huh.
see the antique gold
Yes.
pendant lamps. You
Yes.
see the wicker. I
Mhm.
wanted very much not to use the island as a dumping off point for all the kind of stuff people, the
Yes.
fortune cookies and the mustard packets and
Yes.
all that
Yes.
junk, because it's a large object in the middle of the room.
Uh-huh.
So these wicker baskets help to organize stuff so it doesn't bombard the senses every time one walks into the room.
Mm-hmm.
But they're also cute. But you see
Yes.
the wood,
Mm-hmm.
the wicker, the gold, the metallic gold.
Yes. I love all the different textures. So that must be an important point then when you're designing for wellness is to kind of have the different textures. Is that?
It's absolutely
Uh-huh.
it's a very important point. You
Uh-huh.
saw in the den the use of the ficus and the ivy plants, the greenery. Those are
Yes.
silk plants.
Yes, I thought so. And that's a great idea because I try to put live plants in one room that I have a fireplace and the live plants are just, so I've been thinking about getting silk plants. Yes.
Um, uh, we have a genetic um, um, connection to nature.
Uh,
We have a genetically driven craving for contact with nature. It's called biophilia,
uh-huh.
and that that need can be fulfilled even with artificial greenery. So those
Oh,
silk
okay.
plants
Right.
have the same benefit as live plants.
As
For
live plant.
me, after and this may resonate with you after years of taking care of my parents,
Yes.
I didn't want to worry about keeping something alive. I didn't need.
Exactly.
I just
Exactly.
no.
Yes.
um, but to your point, the wicker, the wood
Uh-huh.
also has that biophilic
Yeah.
benefit
I see.
because we associate those textures, those materials and
Uh-huh.
textures with nature.
Oh, okay.
So yes, that was a very astute point.
Yes, yes. So it's good to have the different textures and be more like textures that connect you with nature.
Yes.
Yes.
Another benefit of the textures, the variety of textures and shapes, is that you can add depth
Uh-huh.
and interest to a room without adding extraneous objects. You don't have to add clutter in order to
Yes.
make a room interesting.
Ah,
And one of the effects of clutter is that it bombards your senses. In a cluttered environment, every object is competing for your attention and it can raise the anxiety level. That's what I did not need.
huh.
So
Yes.
my task was to create rooms that were interesting and stimulating
Uh-huh.
and enrich my environment without
But
overloading my senses.
exactly, exactly. So that's really important also. Wow, very, very interesting. Thank you for joining me for this thoughtful conversation with Annie Guest. Her work is such a powerful reminder that healing isn't just something that happens inside of us, it's something we can nurture through the spaces we create, the routines we build, and the small choices we make every day to support our well being. If today's episode inspired you to look at your home, your habits, or even your emotional landscape a little differently, I hope you'll carry that with you. Sometimes the most meaningful transformation begins with the gentlest shifts. And you can learn more about Annie's work in her book, Design for Your Mind, through the link in the show's notes. And that will be on the MariaLiberattiShow.com, the blog. And if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to subscribe, share it with someone who might need it, and leave a review. It truly helps the show grow. And I also would like to give thanks to my producer, Britton Roselle. And until next time, I'm Maria Liberati. Stay inspired, stay curious, and keep creating a life and a home that supports who you are becoming. And also, you can find me at marialiberatti.com, at the marialiberattishow.com. You can also find me on Instagram at Maria Liberati, on Facebook at Chef Maria Liberati, on Pinterest at Maria Liberati, on Twitter or X at Maria Liberati, on Vimeo at Maria Liberati, our YouTube channel, which is The Maria Liberati Show. And you can find my Gourmand World award-winning book series, The Basic Art of Italian Cooking, on Amazon and Kindle, where you can also find some audiobooks, as well as artoflivingprimamedia.com, which is the publisher's website, barnesandnoble.com, and really anywhere books are sold. Until next week, peace, love, and pasta.